SF1 welcomes you to the Red Bull Ring this evening. GP1 to go around this track set in the mountains right along Route Spielberg. This is the Austrian Grand Prix for round one of this championship. Right now it's considered a short season, but we might move into a full season depending on the news from the good old Codemasters if they're actually going to come out with a F1 2020 game. But here we are in Q3, skipping out Q1 and 2 just for my voice sake. I am joined by a GP2 driver himself, SF1 Senna. I think he stepped out just to take a little breather before we get into this. So right now I am by myself. Going to give you guys all the lowdown on the action. A couple big names that you would normally see up here did not make it. Terminator unfortunately crashed out in Q2. So the Ferrari driver is out. A couple guys on their out lap. Let me see who might be first out. It looks like it was one of the McLarens. So let's see if it was Enzo. It is Enzo. So we're going to ride with Enzo for a bit. Give you guys what his flyer is going to be, his banker lap, as you would call it. I think this is one of the tracks that you can easily probably get 2 to 3 bankers in. Not bankers, actual flying laps, because it is relatively a short track. Probably looking at a mid 104 range. This is a crasher. But Enzo on his way for a flyer, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see what kind of time he can get in. Really attacks turn 1, pulling up the hill. If you guys did not watch GP2 race on Friday, I implore you to go back and check it out. It was one heck of a race. These guys back and forth, battling side by side, touching wheels, you name it, it was all there. And they had a little bit of rain in qualifying too, so it's nice to see GP2 finally had a little bit of rain. We returned after our full season just a couple weeks ago. We have ran through all 21 tracks. Now we're on to this track as our opener, and I do think I heard Senna return.
Hello, mate. You alright?
There he is. There he is. Senna. All right. I was letting everybody know that you stepped out to have a breather, but it looks like Enzo's gonna cross the line first on his flyer. What are you most excited about in this race?
I don't know. It's nice to see some new names. Obviously, we always open our doors for new names, and as I say, it is nice to find some new ones. It's also nice to see some familiar names in different teams as well. So
The two Mercedes guys following just through P3 and P4 for both of them. Racing sets a 104 almost flat. That's crazy pace. So the McLaren guys looking pretty racy this evening. Atticus himself up there with a 104.4. Shame that he's moved to the Renault team, but I'm sure that Goomba is super stoked on that one. And this man right here
I'm stoked on that one.
manages the racing point, if I'm correct. Yes, the racing point.
I do. Yeah, I do. Yeah, shame to
Whoa.
not see either of them in Q2 or 3, but
No, and I think it was a bit of a heartbreak to see both Pepsi and Dinner right up there too in the Williams.
yeah. I mean, we've let Pepsi. I've let Pepsi go, so Sam can have Pepsi as his teammate. He wanted Pepsi as his teammate, and I allowed it. I was happy with the two Canadians. I'm happy with the two Canadians. They'll bring it back in the race. I'm sure they will.
Yeah, definitely one of those kind of duo drivers that will find the places as they go through the races. Because I feel one of these tracks, I don't know how clean it's going to be tonight. Hopefully, it's super clean. I was saying that GP2 actually had a relatively respectful race. There was a couple, aggressive moves here and there. Tires were touching, but for the most part, it was pretty clean.
Yeah. I don't want to get into the GP2 race.
After this man moved to the wheel and is pushing as hard as he could.
I was on fire, mate, and I don't normally blow my own trumpet, but I was on fire, and I was looking good for a top 5 finish, easy there. But I'm not going to get into it. That's over and done with. I'm not going to. I mean, I was at the time. I was really, really, really annoyed, but I'm not going to get into it. It's done.
So nobody is currently out on the track. This is probably one of the first times I've seen this in qualifying. It does look like we're going to have McLaren come out, though. Who is that? Is it going to be Enzo or is that going to be Racing? Only time will tell. It is actually Enzo. He's going to go up for another one. I do properly like this car more than the 2020 scheme they came out with. I think this one had a little bit more of a flair to it. The 2020 Oh, Exia is here. Exia, you have a race, sir.
Here's a question for you then, Carl. Out of the 2020 cars, what was the better looking one out of all of them?
Can I be biased?
No,
Because you
you're not
know
allowed
what
to
I'm
say
gonna
Alfa
pick.
Romeo.
You know what I'm gonna pick.
Of course, you're going to pick the Alfa Romeo,
It
aren't you?
just gets better looking every year. Every year. I mean, when it was a Salva team, the blue concept, the 25th anniversary was awful.
See, I like the Alpha Tauri. As much as it looks boring and bland, I do like it.
I feel like they took a page out of Alfa Romeo's though, because it kind of has a similar style to it, but it's a very nice, like kind of off-white with a little bit of a light gray.
All right, then. Here's a question then. What one did you least like?
Haas, it gotta be. It's nothing against
Haas.
that, but Haas. And I think the
Okay.
Williams and Haas kind of are tied in my books, but that will touching the
See, one
Williams
of my favourites. One
is
of my favourites was the Williams.
yeah. Speaking of the Williams, there's a hardcore fan base out there, and sometimes they will not agree with that. So I try to keep my lips shut on that. And anything else, I thought that Ferrari and Mercedes and Red Bull they put a lot of work into theirs and spit out the same exact car, like the
Yeah.
exact
I
same
mean,
car.
it was nice to see. No, in all fairness, it was nice to see the Mercedes actually change their livery slightly. They put a bit of red on it.
Oh yeah, it's like putting a Rudolph nose on a car.
Literally, exactly. Yeah. They
So we're
literally put a Rudolph nose on it. That was it.
so Hamp here,
Enzo didn't.
brand new driver for the Red Bull team. You see, he's just stuck into a lap that was invalidated, so he's going to go for a second lap. Third dinner gets to settle lap two, so we're going to jump on the third dinner, see if he can get himself on a nice time so he can get further up on that leaderboard. But yeah, Raisin and Enzo, the two McLarens, got that. They're pacey. They're really pacey. Addict right there in the Renault.
Mm,
Harrison, MT Ho. I think that's how I'm going to pronounce that for this evening, because that's a lot of M's.
what's that one?
uh, Sitting in P5. We're just going to call him MT.
M Tomo.
M Tomo.
Tomo.
We'll just call him
Tomo.
Tomo then. Yeah,
That's it.
the beginning of the season, you always have to pick out new names like ERN Hamp. I'm just going to call him Hamp. I usually end up just calling third dinner dinner. Dinner's here.
Yeah.
FC's
See,
right
I've got
there.
another name for third dinner, but it's not PG, so I'm not going to say nothing.
Rashi's got a question for you in the chat. It says, SF1 Center, where did you finish on the track? That's not nice.
I'm not even going to answer that.
Open car. All right. So let's jump on with Hamp, see if he can get himself sucked into a lap that he does not.
Oh,
validate.
that's interesting.
What's that?
I'm just looking at third dinner's car. There's nothing to do with third dinner, but on the top end of third dinner's car it says Orlen, which isn't that the new Alfa Romeo sponsor?
Yes, Orlin left Williams and joined Alfa Romeo.
Which is all to do with Robert Kubica, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah, he has a big part in Orlin.
Yeah, because it's a Polish sponsor, isn't it?
Yeah, I believe it's a Polish petrol company. And
Yeah.
I think they backed Kubica, and since he moved back to Alpha, there's a lot of talk.
That was one of the conditions, I believe. I believe it was one of the conditions that they would sponsor the Alfa Romeo car if they took Kubica as a test driver.
Politics in Formula One never cease to amaze me.
Yeah.
Qualifying ban.
Yeah. Should we talk about the qualifying that's going on now, or should we just carry on talking?
I'm watching. I'm seeing Raisin and Enzo just dominating this. Addicts right there in P3. A couple guys on the outlap. Let's see if Harrison can battle for the top 3 position. Pepsi is on a flyer. No, the two Williams duo are going to look to help each other here. Dinner and Pepsi.
Yeah.
And they're waiting for a couple guys to go through. There's a Toro of Tomo. Goat, let's see if Goat can get himself further up. Is he riding near his teammate? He is. So a lot of strategy going through teammates, helping teammates with a nice bit of a toe. Probably going down the start finish line
Mm.
straight as well as going up the hill. So can any of these guys battle Raisins? 104 flat, which is an incredible time. Enzo's the closest with a
Well,
104.3.
Harrison's run wide.
Whoa! Goat had to make an invasive move to get around his teammate. I think that might have been just about planned. I think Goat actually gave Harrison a toe the first time around. Enzo goes quicker. Jeez, look at the time between those
That's
two.
quick. 104.0. Wow.
Between a 104.08.
That's quick.
That is quick. Rashi's saying we're going to see a 103. At this point, Rashi, we might.
No, we're not.
No? I don't know. Enzo's right
No,
about
no,
there.
not now. Enzo and Raisin are done. I mean, Coco is now third on a 104.4.
Pepsi's not going
Addict isn't coming out again.
No, Pepsi's going back into the pits.
Harrison's going in.
Looks like Dinner is going to pull into the pits as well.
Pepsi and Dinner are done. So Bruder Goat has gone third with a 104.3.
Wow. So Harrison's done. Is Tomo going to go for another one? Pepsi's retired from the session. It looks like Tomo is on a flyer. So let's see Absolute's teammate this evening in the Toro Rosso. Let's see if he can get himself stuck into a good time. Get himself higher up than that P10. We do have
Have a little mention of Absolute. He was very confident that he was going to get a 1-2 finish in GP2 and a 1-2 finish in GP1. So we'll see how that.
I think he underestimated the French drivers that take part in SF1. So Tomo goes P6.
I mean, Tomo's gone 6th. 145.
That's actually it. That is going to be the end of qualifying. So
That's
Enzo,
it, yeah.
the GP1 champion.
Goat is going. Well, Goat's on track and has lost the back end, so he's crashing into the wall.
I just got the tail end of that when he lost the back end. But I'm going to say this. Enzo, the GP1 champion from last season, now gets himself in the short season as we're titled it right now. It might turn into a long season, or a full season that is, but gets the pole at the Austrian Grand Prix with a 104 flat, followed by his teammate with a 104 flat, Raisin right there. Goat did a really solid job to get himself.
And then Goat goes. Oh, I don't know what the hell Goat was doing there.
I just missed it.
Yeah, he decided to turn right as he entered the line for the pits, and he turned into the building of the pits.
So there we go. We're going to ride through. Coco gets P4, followed by Attic in P5. Tomo P6, Harrison P7. The runner-up of the GP1 championship last season is in P8. Pepsi finishes P9, and Dinner P10. So a really solid job from, I would say, both McLarens, the Mercedes team, as well as the Williams team. Looking like strong runners this evening for the teams in this race.
Williams, they can't be strong. They're not allowed to be.
Wrath 104.99 is still 104. Yeah, so the Williams team looking really strong. I'm going to give a big shout out to both Pepsi and Third Dinner for being up that far. But we're going to load into the race, and we're going to give these guys a 5-minute complimentary break as I'll drop the tables. Not a lot of, or no points have been scored yet, but you guys can get a gist of who is in what car this season. So right there on board is the full roster. We have Ulsterstig and Exia in the Alphas, followed by Terminator and Coco in the Ferrari. Not F1 is in the Haas, as well as Croce. Enzo and Raisins, you saw clearly, are on the McLarens. Harrison, Brothergoat in the Mercedes. Whiffy and Livid are in the Racing Point. Your team, Marcus. Shoof and Hemp are in the Red Bulls, followed by Umpy Lumpy and Attic, who are in the Renault. Umpy's not going to be able to make it until probably round 3. Hopefully he gets back soon. All the best to him and his family. Absolute and CCR of Finn, who did not make it this evening, are in the Toro. Rounding out Dinner and Pepsi are in that Williams. Looks a bit overcast. I wonder if we're going to see a bit of rain. Nobody gave me a... Oh, no, okay. I just got it. We actually have a dry race for GP1. And as you guys know, if you watched anything from last season, I'm sure a lot of these guys are stoked that it's a dry race. Somebody's telling me to look at my phone.
Just after past. Mm.
All right.
I might have to go to the little boys' room quickly.
Oh man.
Right, 2 seconds. I'll try and make sure I'm back for the beginning of the race. If not, start about me. Don't miss me too much.
All
Back in a sec, bud.
right. So these guys will have 5 minute complimentary break. They probably go right around 33-ish. So wait for those guys to ready up. As you guys can see, the driver standings, these will be updated every week for you. So you guys, the viewers, can see the difference in the points, who is taking the lead, who is falling down between every complimentary 5 minute break. That way the viewers have a bit of a chance to catch their break and their breath, like myself. This is going to be an action packed race. If I lose my voice ahead of time, I do apologize. It happens quite often, especially with GP1, but these guys do have 36 laps around this Red Bull ring to attend to. And I have a feeling nowhere on this race is going to be boring whatsoever. I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of action, especially a couple different types of packs being stuck into each other. Thinking 3 packs? Oh no, Pepsi has left the session. We might have to get a restart because his name has ticked off of the corner. So if we do, we'll have to go for a little bit of a break and then we'll come back for a nice restart of the race. Keep our minds up. Oh no, no, Rashi. GP2 was super action packed. I did say that earlier on. Yeah, yeah. Thinking of a reset is unfortunate. This game never ceases to amaze me when it comes to the connection. Action packed for the wrong reasons. Okay, his car is on the grid. So his car is on the grid. Hopefully, when these guys load up and go, that his car should still be there. I mean, I'm sitting right here with his pit entrance. His name's still on there as well. Just waiting on news to see what is going on with Pepsi. If these guys are going to ready up, same as it looks like Stig has decided he's going to be ready to go. Let's hope that Pepsi is in. He deserves to be in. Nation, do you think there will be a safety car lap one? I'm thinking, if anything, maybe a virtual safety car. These guys are really clean. Last season, I didn't see too many contact points in the beginning of the race. So I'm going to click away from that. Let these guys load up. Is Pepsi's car there? I do not see P9. There might be a restart for this. Yeah, gotta restart. So we're gonna be back. Let's hopefully we can get this guy back in, Pepsi, as it's not fair. Let me just confirm with everybody. Yeah, I guess third gen is just sitting there. I think there will be a restart. I don't know though, because everybody looks like they're ready to go. From sitting in the comms booth, I really don't have much control over this. Yeah, looks like there's gonna be a restart. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back. Give us about 5 to 8 minutes, and we'll be back for the Austrian Grand Prix. As soon as we get Pepsi back in, just give us just a bit of time to sort this out, and we'll be right back. All right, after sorting that out, we are going to go back and let's get this race underway. I hate restarts. It's a pain in the butt, but sometimes it happens, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys for sticking around, waiting for us to get ready to go. Everybody's sorted. Everybody's stuck into their position. Now all we have to do is sit back and watch this race commence. Any predictions before we go on?
Racing point 1-2.
If I was
Why are you
being,
laughing?
if I was being biased, I would love to say Alpha 1-2. Just have everybody else run into each other.
No, after that qualifying, it'd be interesting to see if the two McLarens can stay where they are.
They're a strong duo. I think they're going to work really well together too. So
they are a strong duo. But I'm rooting for my new teammate. I'm rooting for Addict. I'm hoping he can come through.
He is definitely a good driver.
Top 3 finish is what we want. Top 3 finish is what we want.
So as these guys load up, I will make a nice mention. Don't forget to put your setups on. I've done it myself, where you're just in the moment and you have to do a lobby restart. You load in, look at the strategy, and oh, I forgot to put my car setup on. So hopefully these guys will know. Probably have about a minute or two just so everybody can sort out the strategies. The best thing for this, though, for a lot of these guys, let's make sure that they are actually on the right tire here.
Yeah.
Because I believe that Addict did a medium. Enzo did Addict did a soft. Enzo is on the medium.
Yeah, Addict is on soft.
I think everybody is relatively on the right compound because there was actually a lot of softs. I was saying that earlier in the stream. Last season, you would have seen a couple of the guys get away with doing a medium compound, but I think a lot of people are a lot closer on pace this time around. So a couple of guys that would be comfortable on the mediums had to go out and do a lap on the soft just to get themselves through.
I have got one word of almost like a congratulations to yourself, Kyle.
What? Why?
It's nice. It's nice to see Exia back on the grid.
It is nice.
It is nice to see Exia back on the grid.
He streams for my race on Monday night, so we were talking, and he's really good mates with Raffle as well. So he's thrown us a big help. So it's big, thank you to him. And yes, Raph, if you want to root for Addict, be my guest. He is a really nice man. Let's see. Really good driver too. So everybody is away. I'm turning that.
Appreciate that.
off.
Yeah, let's root for Addict.
Because nobody knows that. You don't really need it in Austria. Looks like everybody is away and ready to go. A little bit of a light cloud. I think it could have been a little bit cloudier, to be honest, but nevertheless, they did have a dry race, so here we go. I'm just saying, man, those two McLarens are looking really feisty. I'm not going to turn my eye to the Mercedes duo as well this evening. Both Goat and Harrison. Harrison being the runner-up in the championship last season. Coco did really well.
Two strong drivers.
Brand new driver.
Very good, strong lineup for the Mercedes
finishers
this season.
Coco, brand new driver here at SF1, really did well to get himself up to P4. Tomo P6, Harrison P7, Hamp is in P8. I'll give you guys a nice rundown before we go back. Pepsi in 9, Dinner in 10, Shoof is in 11, Stig in 12, Absolute is P13. Benny, really good to see him on the grid this evening. P14. Exterminator, who had a bit of a moment in Q2, crashed out starting this race. P15. Livid is in P16. Croce P17. Exia is in P18. Whiffy P19. and not F1 is in 20. I always have a problem saying his gamer tag, not y'all F1.
Not your left one, yeah.
All right.
Come on, you Racing Point boys. I mean, I'm streaming. I'm not allowed to be biased. Come on.
Yes, you are. You're allowed to be biased. That's the best part of being co-comms. All right, so everybody's going to line up on the grid of this Austrian Grand Prix. Let's see if turn one offers a bit of a controversy or that it's clean. Everybody is pretty much lining up now. Ladies and
I'll go
gentlemen,
from third dinner down, okay?
I hope you guys are ready. This is going to be quite a race. Waiting for those 5 red lights to kick off. Just waiting for them to load. There they are. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 red lights are on. And it is out. Go, go, go for racing here at the Austrian Grand Prix. Both McLarens get a decent start. There's Goat right on the outside. Here goes turn one.
Ripples.
Everybody makes through pretty much cleanly. I didn't see any end plates flying or anything, so that is exactly what you want to see from GP1 class. Look at Enzo and Racing battling out here. It looks like Goat's trying to think of a move. Keeps it to the outside. Alex going to go for the outside. Oh, that was close. Everybody going through the hairpin. Looks like everybody just about makes it through. A bit of a twitch there from the Toro. Alpha's thinking about the inside line. There's a Williams right ahead. Both Racing Point. Here we go. Marcus, Alpha, and Racing Point side by side. Ooh. Oh, there's a car off at the back. Who was that? There is a car. There's a Williams, and who else might have that been?
Exia.
Exia is going off in the back. So the 2 McLarens holding out here in the first lap of the race. Start of the race. Let's see if Goat has anything to say about that. He did have a really, really good end to the season last season, picking up his first win at the Belgian Grand Prix as well as a podium at the US Grand Prix. Coco's doing really well there as well. Let's get that Delta back up for you guys. Lap 1 has been done. A little too early just yet to put on the tires. I'll put on the tires just a bit. These guys are really keeping it clean, side-by-side racing. Anything going on through. Look at Livid.
Livid
just jumped on that. Stig's thinking about it too. Is Stig going to make a move on the inside? He's going to go on the inside. They almost went 3 abreast into the hairpin chain. A little bit of a squeeze. Tires touch, but that is clean. I will say something, not y'all is already up to P15, so he's had a really good start. Just looking at the Delta as well.
Exterminator.
Raisin's really kept catching the back. Where is Exterminator? Exterminator must have had an incident.
Exterminator still.
Ooh, that was kind of close between Dinner and there's a bit of a bump. That might be a clip for the stewards. Sector 2 yellow from that. I think that might fall under the category of the half car rule. But
another mention, a biased mention. Livid Opossum up to 12.
I also think it's a 3-second time penalty already, Stig. We've had a conversation about this. But look at Brother Goat all over the back of Raisin. He's going to have a go here. Both of them are going to have DRS on the leader of Enzo right now. Enzo maintaining that.
Coco's gone.
A lot of... Ooh, Goat's going to go for it. A lot of penalties coming in now. Coco gets a 5-second with Pepsi. A collision with Pepsi.
Yeah, Coco lost control there. All I saw was his car sideways.
Tomo right there in P4 doing really well. The 2 Red Bulls are looking to pull. Whoa, look at Schufer and Hemp going back and forth with each other. Harrison trying to keep in the wake of both of these guys. Pepsi doing really well in P9. Absolute is in P10. Stig doing well, keeping himself in P11. I think by this point, let's get those tires up for everybody.
Livid just run a bit wide there, I believe. Stig's just got Absolute.
Stig doing everything he can, gets around. Sorry about that. I was a bit sidetracked for a second. Elmo sets the fastest lap of the race with 107.6. Let's look at the gap though. These guys are the beginning here. The leaders, the top.
This is a difficult one.
This is going to be one heck of a
difficult one. Livid and Benny.
Benny and Livid. These guys are so close. Look at Absolute on the back of that Alpha. Is he going to make a move for the inside? He is. Going up the hill, is going to go for the hairpin. Is Stig going to think about a wraparound? No, he has a Racing Point on the inside of Livid is there as well. So Looks like Stig is going to hold on to the back of the Toro. Now called the AlphaTauri, I guess you would say. Side by side, they're going to go. A bit of a touch. Was pretty clean. They're going to still stay side by side. Benny's looking like he wants to have a bit of this action as well. He's hanging back there. But look at the battle between Stig and Absolute. Side by side, looks like Stig is just about going to maintain that position and grab P10. Livid is looking really pasty right here. I'm telling you, Marcus, your team, they're collectors. That's what I like to call them.
Yeah.
They, they collect paces, or yeah, places as they go through.
Stay out of trouble.
Exterminator off the track in the back. Harrison gets a 3-second time penalty. That's not going to help his cause. Not y'all. F1 is right there.
Benny and Livid.
Side by side. Coco, I wonder what happened to the two Ferrari duo. Coco's falling down to P16. I must have missed
Coco
something.
lost control in turn 1, didn't he, when he had that collision with Pepsi?
Oh no. Look at the top three though. Both are separated. Actually, all three are pretty much separated by 2/10, 3/10. They're kind of starting to put a gap on Tomo. Addict's working on Tomo as we speak, but he can't spin off ERF or ERN. Both ERN, Shoop, and Hemp are right there, P6 and 7 respectively. Harrison's sitting in the wake. These guys are just so close. I don't know who to keep an eye on. Let's jump with Night Y'all. Working on Livid. Whoa, Stig goes out a bit wide there. Not sure what happened. Lap 5 already of 36 are in the books.
Wow.
Not y'all, F1. Gets a 3-second time penalty.
Oh, there goes the comparison. Was it? No, it's not.
It's Protogo. Protogo spun. Oh! Bit of a dangerous move to get back on the track, but he's going to fall down the whole way down to P15.
That's going to allow the Haas to have a run.
16.
The Haas is having a run on Whiffy.
Where's Whiffy here? Whiffy's in with
No, it was Noctul, sorry.
Yeah, Noctul.
Noctul F1 and Livid.
Bit of connection at the back there between Coco, Livid, and Goat's working on Livid.
Brudigo. Yeah.
Tomo's now. Whoa! That was close. That was close.
That was close.
Looks like they've both kept it pretty clean, though. Hopefully, they can catch back up on the pack. Not y'all is really working. Stig's got himself up to P9. Absolute's still following him. Benny's keeping quiet, but he's collecting places.
I was going to mention Benny earlier on. I know, again, it's a bit biased, but what I will say about Benny is keep an eye on Benny towards the end of this Grand Prix. If he stays out of trouble, he's looking good. Mediums to start with. You can only guess what he's going on to for the second stint.
Yeah, softs will be for the rest of the race. Can he make a move on Absolute? Absolute actually went a bit wide, so he's going to compromise his run. But he is going to have DRS on also Stig. It's going to leave him the outside. There's a lot of grip on the outside to be had if you can get the line right. Oh, bit of a touch. Looks like Stig gave him a bit of a squeeze. This is only helping Benny's case right now. Look at... Absolute's not using DRS. I wonder if his broke. He should have had it offered to him right there. Hemp is now right on the back of Addict. Two drivers, Shoof and Hemp, brand new to this league. Let's see, they're having a really good race. Harrison
making a good name for himself so far. Hemp and Shoof.
That's only going to make Speedy the
Fifth and
manager. Enzo gets a 3-second time penalty. That might be huge. He's actually let Raisin go through, it looks like. Harrison gets another 3-second time penalty. not that far ahead of everybody. I mean, they are on the mediums, so they're going to be able to extend. Wait a minute. What? Were they set to be on the mediums at the beginning of the race? Did they both qualify on mediums?
I didn't actually look, to be honest, but if they weren't, then they're in for a bit of trouble.
They will be in for a bit of trouble, that is sure. I know one of them was. I just can't remember if they both were.
I didn't look, to be honest. I did not look. But
an absolute back at it again. Benny's right there in the wakes, going up the hill. It's right on board with Benny. Benny's going to go for the outside.
Come on, Benny.
I think he's just going to wait and be patient here. Stig doesn't have any.
I don't know.
Whoa! Stig left it a bit late. Benny's going to go for the inside move.
Both.
What a move. Switchback for Benny. He's going to have the line. He's going to take it. He's already up to P9. That was a move.
Come on, Ben. Hello, Stig comes back at him.
These guys, rightfully keeping it so close. Harrison's keeping it right on the back of him.
Hopefully Ben saved a bit of ERS and some fuel there, and he can now pull away from these two, because I do believe they've been slowing him down a bit. He's already opened up. Like over half a second gap.
Grayson, I think, is putting the throttle down now. Up 0.6 on his teammate. Tomo has a pack of cars behind him, Addict, Hemp, and Harrison. But this just doesn't seem like they have enough. Oh, Hemp's thinking about making a move on Addict. He's going to go to the outside. Side by side they go. Look at Harrison's right there in the wake, too. Is Harrison going to get a move? Livid gets a 3-second time penalty. Whoa, that was close. Hemp is getting his shoulders out this evening against RRL Addict. Oh, Harrison's thinking about making an inside move. Ooh, the bit of a touch. Hopefully Harrison didn't lose out of an end plate there. These guys are punchy.
Harrison's still got his end plates at the moment.
I'm going to say this. Somebody that's floating behind this pack of cars racing each other super hard, Pepsi, he might be sitting in a good seat.
He could pick up some good places here if they make any mistakes.
Let's find on through. Actually, look, who was at the door for the pits? I think that was definitely Toro's Tomo. Yeah. So Tomo's into the pits after 10 laps on the softs. He's gonna put Benny
up to third.
P9. He's making the moves.
P8 for
Benny.
Benny.
Look at this pact here between the Red Bulls. Harrison and Hemp going up the hill. Schoof has DRS as well. Let's ride with Schoof just for a bit. Side by side they go. Whoa, Harrison lost the back end a bit, I think, and then had to react.
And you know full well Pepsi's sitting there going, go on, make yourself around, go on. You know you want it.
Hemp went for an inside block. Harrison had to react.
That's close.
Stig gets a 5-second for severe collision with not F1. Wonder what happened there. Not y'all F1 is back down to P18.
He's dropped right down, so he must have lost it, because Exy is right up behind him now.
We'll have to take a look on that later. Stewart's probably will have a clip to review. Look at Pepsi. He's going to make a move on ERF Schoof. That is job done. Pepsi.
This is what I'm going to keep an eye on, because you've got Tomo.
Whoa,
Tomo's making the move.
I thought Schoof was going up. It's a 3-second time penalty for a last-minute idea of diving into the pits.
The two racing points are now next to each other.
Yeah, let's jump back through.
Tomo's made his way through Whiffy.
And he does have Croce right behind the Haas driver this evening. Haas won the championship last season, and everybody from that group has disbanded into pretty much the McLaren team. There's a driver that went to the Ferrari team. Harrison on his way out, kind of stuck in the middle of a big pile of traffic, so this is going to be interesting to see if he can navigate his way through. Ooh.
Whiffy's gone past Harrison.
Ooh. There's a big election. Is that Livy going out on the track just a bit wide?
Look at Crouchy.
Crouchy's going to go for a move. There, don't go 3 wide here, guys. It's not going to work. Okay, they're not going to do. Oh,
Switch back.
Switch
back.
They're going to get an inside move. Oh, Croce, think tapped Whiffy off. Did Whiffy get damaged from that? I think he did. He's missing quite a bit of his right side. Watch yourself, Whiffy.
Oof.
Schoof was coming on his way through. I didn't think Whiffy noticed it. But these guys back
Yeah,
and
Whiffy's
forth.
gonna have to pit this lap. Hopefully, if Whiffy does pit, which I think he's gonna, hopefully he pits for the hards now. Hards
Look,
to the end.
look who's gotten himself up to P5. You were mentioning it. I know he hasn't pitted yet, but
Yep,
Benny's up to P5.
he hasn't pitted yet. As I said, keep it clean. He's gonna be on the softs at the end. He's gonna be one to watch.
I'm gonna jump on board with this battle for a bit. Hemp and Art Attic are going at it like crazy still.
Exterminator and Absolute as well.
So jump through here. Sturm is weaving back and forth.
Yeah, I see that.
Not something you want to see very well. But Hemp trying to keep on the back of Attic. Is Attic going to dive for pits? Is Hemp going to actually dive for pits? Who's going to be the first one to make the call? They're both going to stay out on the soft compound. They're actually not that far off of the leaders, though. I mean, the leaders are on a medium compound, but Enzo keeping his teammate pretty honest as well. Sector 3 yellow.
Absolute Exterminator is very, very, very
Benny!
close.
What has happened to Benny? Something has happened to Benny, I'm not sure. He's the one that we had the yellow flags
He's got no
for.
damage.
He might have just lost it. Attic and Hemp's gonna go for Attic here. Looks like he does have DRS. Possum gets a 3-second time penalty.
Attic and Hemp.
Following Hemp, Attic trying to keep up with Hemp. Whiffy gets himself a 3-second time penalty. It is still kicking off.
They both pit.
They're going to both pit at the same time.
Attic and Hemp have both pit.
Oh no, I think Attic just might have collected damage just a bit.
Oh, what? Oh, he's got a wing change anyway, so that's lucky.
So who's going to come on through? Exterminator sticking out.
Exterminator's in the pits. Absolute stays out, so he's going to jump up to third.
Alright, so diving on through.
Homo's going to be right up behind Hamp, who's now obviously in fourth.
Harrison right there trying to make a
He
move
has
around the
got
tunnel as
Harrison,
well.
yeah.
Shoot gets a 3-second time penalty. This is one of the reasons why I love this track. It's just, you're never too far separated from a battle, especially these guys. Like, I don't even... Is interesting. All right, back at it. Here we go. Benny is working on Absolute as much as he can. Trying to keep back. I know both these drivers have yet to pit, so this is for position as Pepsi's right there on a set of hards. He's going to take those to the end. Interesting why he went onto the hard compound.
Yeah, I think he was too early. I mean, I think he went for it on the soft, so soft to hard is another strategy you can go for.
Then he gets a 3-second.
I don't think it's specifically the fastest strategy to go for, but if that's what you've been dealt, that's what he has to do. Ben has a look at Absolute on the inside.
Exterminator sets the fastest
Pepsi's
lap.
now next to Ben.
The
Pepsi's
race.
now overtaken Ben.
Side by side, there's Schuf right in the wake. Tomo is having a really good race. Harrison, I think, is trying to get around these guys. I wonder if, knowing that Enzo's up there, I know he keeps his eye on Enzo as much as he can.
Enzo and Raisin have not pitted yet.
I'm wondering how long they're going to take. Probably lap 24. If he gets a 5-second for ignoring blue flags.
Lap 20, 22. 21, 22 is what you want to be looking at. Maybe 22, 23. As they've now obviously got fresh sets.
Oh, this is a big pack. So Schuf's following Benny, Pepsi, and Absolute still. Just in the distance, you'll see the Mercedes driver of Harrison going up the hill. What is Schuf going to do? Is he going to have a good run? Jive on board with Schuf. Oh, Pepsi's thinking about going up for a move. Schuf goes out wide to avoid Benny. Absolute goes really wide. Stig gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings.
Pepsi and Absolute next to each other. Benny's having a look on the inside.
Are they going to go 3 wide? I'm running on board with Schuf. Oh, they are going to go 3 wide. That's really dangerous.
They kept it clean.
That was really close. This is quite a battle to be on board with. Harrison's now catching the back of Tomo. Can he get himself around that guy and battle for the top 3 position with him? Geez, every time we come back to these guys, Schuf is really trying to hold on to this pack, and Addict is starting to catch these guys. Addict is reeling them in.
Addict has pitted as well.
So he's good to go to the end. Has a brand new wing as well. Look at the line Absolute takes out of there. Oh, Schuf, here we go, back on board. Pepsi gets the inside on Benny. Benny gives a tap to Schuf, cuts him just a bit. Here we go, who's a break. Bit of a touch there. Pepsi gets a bit of a touch. Side by side.
Has allowed Addict to get right on the back of this now.
I wonder if Addict's gonna have the I guess you'd say the fortitude to get up through these guys. Because he is good to go till the end of the pits, where a couple of these guys, Absolute and Benny, are going to have to pit. And I'm watching the guys ahead, Raisin and Enzo, when they're going to pit. You said about lap 23, 24-ish.
22, 23, yeah.
So they're probably not too far out of that pit window. Goat gets around.
They'll have to stagger it, obviously.
Yeah, I'm quite concerned as to what happened to Ulsterstig here. He's down in P18. I wonder if he had a bit of collision with somebody. I think it was not y'all F1 he had a bit of problems with. Their dinner now. Looking to go on Exia. I know these guys know each other pretty well. They both go wide off the track. Dinner. And all the while, Exterminator is catching those guys. Sector 3 yellow.
This battle's still going on.
Livid has retired
Benny,
from the race.
Schuf and Absolute.
Livid has left the session. He's retired from the race. Are we going to get a safety car out of this? No, it's just yellow so far. Pepsi looks like Absolute locked up the brakes just a bit. Addict's right there as well. We're going to ride with Addict as these guys all battle for, it looks like P6. Harrison still sticking with Tomo.
If I was Benny now, I would pit. If you can hear me, Benny, if I was you, I would pit.
Addict thinking about going for a move on Schuf. Thinks better of it. Whoa!
I think Benny was pitting.
I think Benny listened to you. So that puts Schuf and Addict up in position.
But I don't know if he got any damage there because I know Pepsi hit the back of him. Pepsi's lost it.
Pepsi's got a 3-second penalty now. Pepsi dives to the pits. So
probably putting another set of softs on if he's got them.
He gets another 3-second time penalty, so I think that puts him up to 9. Addict and Schuf side by side here. The Absolute's just ahead of him. Bit of a touch side by side. Looks like Absolute breaks just a bit. Schuf is gonna have a run on Absolute. Side by side. Nice area camel. Oh!
Addict is there as well.
Attic just gave Absolute a bit of a boot in the toe. Addict's really trying to get around Absolute. He's going to make it do. Can Schuf maintain this gap between each other?
Absolute's pitting.
Whoa,
That's
yeah,
it.
Absolute's going to pull the pits. Whiffy has retired as well. Virtual safety car, ladies and gentlemen. We have a virtual safety car that is, depending on where these guys are, it might have just gifted these two an easy pit stop because they can pretty much double stack.
They're nowhere near the pits.
No,
The thing is, the virtual safety car will be almost pretty much over by the time they come to the pit. So
only time will tell. Will what they be able to dash the
one
pits?
of them's got to pit now. One of them has. I believe it might be Enzo that's pitting now.
They're pulling up to the pit entrance. Are they going to double stack?
No, they didn't.
None of them pit. None of them decide to pit. I think I would have pitted. Stig gets
Next
drive
lap,
through.
one of them's got to.
Also Stig gets a drive through for speeding under virtual safety car.
And Benny.
Jump through third dinner and Benny. Let's see. Actually, Benny gets DRS on third dinner. Third dinner's maintaining that gap really behind him. Going into that torrent. Let's see, Absolute working on not y'all F1. I wonder if Absolute knows his teammates riding right now in P4. Oh, Rash. He's giving you a bit of a hard time
still
today.
bitching.
Yeah, he's giving you a bit of a hard time today. Marcus.
Take it, he's taking the mickey out of the racing points.
Here we go. Absolute gets a good run. That y'all goes really wide, gets a 3-second time penalty. He's going to pull to the inside and try to maintain that. Looks like Absolute's going to take the outside line going up the hill into the tight chicane. Have to break down. Looks like not y'all had
Notch just shot up the inside.
Yeah, actually, yes, that's fast line. Oh, jeez. That was close. Absolute's really trying to get around. Pepsi actually sets the fastest lap just after Exia did. Absolute brakes just a bit, tripping that front. Let's see where Schuf's working on Attic. Harrison is starting to reel in Tomo. Let's see if Harrison can get himself closer. Going up the hill. Actually gets himself a 3-second time penalty. Lap 24 of 36 so far. Just about a few laps remain of this race. Look at Harrison pull to the outside. He's going to make the job done. No, it looks like Tomo's going to hold that inside line. I think some of these guys... actually, Enzo has dove for the pits. Just missed it, so Enzo's out on that soft compound.
End of lap 23.
Let's see if Raisin follows suit. Harrison's and Tomo side by side.
The fact that Enzo has still got out in front of Hamp as well has really helped him.
It looks like Raisin's going to dive for the pits now. 24-lap old mediums will do it. Breaking news, Whiffy just said might leave. Wonder why.
Is Enzo going to get past Raisin?
I don't know. Let's see. Raisin's coming out of the pits now. I think Enzo just about did it.
Got him.
Where's Hemp in all this? Yeah, Hemp's not too far off. I think he's just about 2.5 seconds behind. Harrison does get around Tomo. Coco gets around Croce. The two Ferraris now. Croce's going to dive for the pits, looks like. How's everybody else going along? Starting to quieten up just a bit. Look at Benny in third dinner, though.
It is.
Whoa! Got lost the back end of that car just a bit.
Come on, Ben. You got better tires than him.
They're actually pretty close on tires. Oh, look at the move. Benny goes to the inside line. Squeezes off third dinner. Dinner and Benny actually gets DRS for, so that should hold him into that position of P12. Reading on through, just watching those deltas. Looks like a couple people, not y'all F1, has decided to pit, take those softs to the end. Enzo sets the fastest lap of the race. How about Raisin? Is he going to answer? He does not, so it looks like Enzo's on a flyer. Tomo trying to keep up with Harrison. Can Harrison bring that gap between himself and Hamp down? Let's lock out that podium.
Addict and Shoof.
Here we go. Attic and Shoof. Let's type through. Shoof on the outside, Attic on the inside. I will say this. I don't know if Attic changed his helmet yet. Just looking at it. Oh, there's a bit of a touch there. Side by side they go. Shoof trying to hang on to the inside line. They're going to come down to this turn. I think Attic will have the grip to get around. Will Shoof maintain that gap between himself? Look, he's going to pick forward. Look. These two are having one heck of a race
I don't
between
like
each other.
that corner.
Yeah, the two same cars too. It was a Red Bull and a Renault.
It was.
So can Shoof hang on to the back? Whoa, Shoof goes a bit wide.
Shoof's lost it a bit.
Shoof will definitely have DRS though, going down the start-finish line straight and going up the hill. He should pull up to Attic just a bit. Really have a run on Attic going up the hill. It's a really good clean exit out of turn 1. DRS is open. Can Attic hold on to this position of P6, or is Shoof going to have a look at it? It's like he's a little too far behind. Is he going to send it like a... Exterminator gets... Exterminator gets a 3-second time penalty. Shoof still has DRS.
Next to each other as well, 9th and 10th.
Oh, Telmo's caught back up to Harrison. He's going to give it a go on the outside. Harrison cuts him off. That is his line. Telmo's really racing hard against Harrison. And the McLaren boys are starting to show why they're in that super strong team right now. Or was it a bit of dominance this evening? Now they're both on soft compounds, riding 6.7 seconds ahead of Hamp. I think that's just only going to grow bigger as these laps go on.
I think the McLarens have got this in the bag now, haven't they?
Let's look at Dinner. Dinner's still with Benny. We'll say so, but the McLarens on Friday didn't fare very well during the race. I know Soap had an incident, and I believe that Hunica finished down the order a bit. So it's going to be really interesting. Dinner right there. Can he hang on to Benny? I think Benny's going to start pulling away. Oh, look at these guys back here. Stig, Pepsi, and Exia now battling for it. Let's give these guys in the back just a bit of TV time. These guys deserve it as well. Right on board with Stig.
In all fairness, Pepsi was running really well until it came to Benny pitting. I don't know what happened. I think Pepsi may have hit the back of Benny as Benny was pitting earlier on. So that's why Pepsi's so far down.
I just saw that Raisin got a 3-second time penalty. So look at Pepsi. He's going to go on the outside. Ooh, bit of a nudge. I don't think it was any contact, but I think it was definitely a bit of a... Oh, Stig, no. Stig definitely hit the back end of Pepsi. I think that might have caused Stig some damage.
That's giving him some right end wing damage on Ulster Stig.
Yeah, he's looking a bit punchy where he's a bit of aggressive.
And he's just hit him again.
Don't hit your teammate, Stig, please. That is not what we want to see. Stig being a bit punchy this evening. Gonna dive back through. Let's see, these two McLaren guys battling it out here. Raisin, I know, has 6 seconds worth of time penalties. Enzo, I believe, only has 3, so we'll see how these guys fare through the rest of the race. There is just about 7 laps to go, 6.5 if you're being accurate. These guys have pretty much pulled away. Stig gets a 3-second time penalty.
He's pitting as well.
Not a good day at the office for the Alpha team. It does happen. It does happen. I mean, some days it can be utterly flying, and some days it's just gonna be the case. Enzo or racing.
Hey, as we're both here, let's not go on about bad days at the office for your team, eh?
Yeah, it is unfortunate. But look at Raisin now working on his teammate Enzo. Is Enzo gonna race him fairly here? Or is he gonna let Raisin pass through? I don't think Enzo's gonna let this one go. I think these guys are gonna push it to the end. Could we have a Lewis Hamilton, Nico Rosberg little rivalry starting between these two guys towards the end of the season? Sermonade gets a 3-second time.
Wrong team.
Huh?
Wrong team.
Yeah, wrong team, but it could be something similar. I mean, these two are looking like they're matching each other pace for pace. It might just come down to the end where it's like, all right, who wants it worse, to win the championship? Who's going to be willing to make that call to, go for a dive when your teammate's not expecting it? Absolute gets a 3-second time penalty. Lap 31 of 36.
Tomo is less than a second behind Harrison now. I don't know if Harrison's made a move on him or not. But...
Backs out. Hamp gets a 3-second time penalty. Harrison's now not too far off. Harrison might be able to...
Schoof behind Addict as well.
Schoof, I thought that was... that is Stig, or is that Exia that is going through? That's definitely... I can't tell. Is Schoof going to make for a move on Addict? Get a bit of a bump. I saw that flex of the wing. He should have DRS, though. Is he going to make for a move on the inside? Addict's going to block the inside. Luckily, that Alpha is ghosting. Hopefully it doesn't throw these guys off just a bit. Shoof's going to hang on to the outside. Is Addict going to give a bit of a squeeze? Doesn't look like it's going to happen. Shoof staying right there. I don't know who's in that Alpha. I think it's Stig.
I think it is Stig.
It's got to be Stig. The car number reads 83, and that's his number.
It is Stig. He's making the move on his old teammate.
Unfortunate it couldn't be when he's actually racing for that position. Schoof gets a 3-second time penalty. Let's dive on through. I saw a battle brewing between not y'all F1 Exia. Is that Stig? Stig gets a 3-second time penalty again. Flick on through. Schoof still working on Addict. Is he going to make for a move here? Going up the hill he is. He does have DRS. Side by side they go again. These guys are...
Tomo and Harrison.
Addict now behind Schoof. Tomo and Harrison. Tomo's done really well to catch the back of Harrison up. Harrison's really trying to bring that gap down between himself and Hamp, but Hamp has newer medium compounds. Whoa! Schoof blocked the door there, and Addict had to check up. Addict did really well there to kind of notice what was going to happen ahead of him. This is scrappy fight. So Addict now trying to, condition his tires to have another go here at Schoof. Is he going to make for a move? Does have DRS going up the hill into turn 1. Schoof trying to maintain that. Can he pull the gap down between himself and Tomo? I think... Oh, that's not Tomo. That is an Alpha. Tomo's doing really well to hang on to the back of Harrison. I think that's impeding...
Addict and Schoof is the one to be watching at the moment, I believe.
I think that's impeding... I mean, I can't take it away from these two up top. Enzo, actually, Raisin gets around Enzo. Their Gino gets a 3-second time penalty. Lap 33 of 36. Just about towards the end of this race. Which one of these two are going to claim the victory? I think Enzo has a better shot right now as he has less time penalties on the track than Raisin does. Enzo has DRS. Is he going to get him going up the hill? DRS is open. Let's ride on board with Enzo. There's a big pack of cars fighting ahead of him. Raisin allows the inside. Side by side, they're going to go into the hairpin. Whoa, so that was close. Prado gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Enzo and Raisin fighting each other really close on track. It's really good to see. Both teammates, I think, are working well with each other. Having quite a go at the end. Hamps has like a quiet race right now. Just sitting.
Addict gets Shoof.
P3. Shoof gives a bit of a bump there into the back end of Addict. What is going to happen towards the end of this race between those two? Tomo still fighting against Harrison. Lap 34. The laps are counting down. If I remember from memory, if these two do finish, respectively P1 and P2, I don't think that they'll join the party. It's a little bit later. XC gets a 3-second time penalty. It's a little bit later over in France than it is in the UK, even though I don't sound British. I definitely live on British time. There goes Raisin, thinking about a move. No,
XC has gone wide there.
If that's not y'all F1, Pepsi's right there. Is Pepsi gonna have a look on not y'all F1? Thinks about it on the outside. They're starting to ghost now because the leaders have caught them. Raisin and Enzo trying to watch through. Dinner gets a 3-second time penalty. Who else is really close? Absolute Exterminator, pretty close on track. Pepsi is right there. But I'm gonna have to back through and give these two the screen time they deserve. Enzo and Raisin as they go through their penultimate lap onto the last lap of the race. Whoa, not y'all got a little loose out of there. Pepsi's following through. Can Enzo have a final run at Raisin, or is he just going to stick behind him? I think he's just going to, play the safe card here.
I think he's going to sit. Yeah, I think he's going to sit. I don't know how the penalties are going to play out, but
he grabbed a lot of grass there. Let's jump on with the leader right now. Raisin. He's already pulled a 1-second gap on his teammate. He's on a flyer for this last lap. But I don't think Raisin.
They've got to be in party together, haven't they? They've got to be in party together.
Oh yeah, I think so.
They've got to be.
Enzo.
And before you ask me, driver of the day, I'm not going to give one. There's only one that you can't give one. I think we're going to give it to team of the day, and it's got to be the McLaren duo. They've bossed it from beginning to end.
They definitely have.
Yeah.
Here comes Raisin across the line, respectively. P1 will stay there. I think Enzo's going to grab P1 at the end of the say. Enzo go. No, Raisin wins. Wow, interesting. So here comes Ham. I don't know. He's a good. He had a
his debut for SF1.
Gets a podium. Will it stay that way, or is Harrison going to nip it from him? Harrison doesn't.
No.
Tomo
gets it.
Tomo gets it at the very end.
Wow.
Here comes Addict. Gonna cross the line. P6. Will he jump any further? P6. Now it says Shoof is P7. Goat, unfortunate, riding up in the top 3 most of the day. Had a bit of a spin, I think it was, or an incident. It's gonna cross the line in P7. Actually jumped up to P7. Takes Shoof. Coco here. 2 teammates. The Ferrari duo. Exterminator finishes P10. Absolute actually goes
Absolute
P10.
jumps Exterminator.
Benny gets Exterminator. Dinner finishes P13.
Dinner doesn't.
And here we go at the end. Croce on his return to SF1 is going to cross the line in P14. P15 Saul Pepsi. Exia finishes P16. Not y'all, P17. And Stig P18. What a race. Definitely some interesting talking points. The McLaren team might be the team to look out for.
Definitely. Quality by the McLaren team tonight. Absolute quality.
Both on the top of the podium, followed by Toro Rosso. So the Toro Rosso altogether, if you're counting both GP1 and 2 in the combined, had a really solid solid weekend at the Austrian Grand Prix. 1 and 2 in GP 2, and then they got one of their drivers here in onto the podium in GP1, and actually he's a reserve driver, so that's supposed to show you.
Yes, he is. Yeah. And one thing I will say, and Absolute's been bigging him up a lot, is CCRL Finn. He's meant to be a lot quicker than what Tomo is, so it could be interesting.
So here we're going to run down one final time. Raisin picks up the victory. It's followed by Enzo and Tomo round up the podium. Hemp finishes P4, Harrison P5, Attic P6, Brotogoat P7, Shoof P8, Coco P9, Absolute P10, Benny. Really good race this evening. P11, Terminator P12, Dinner P13, Croce P14, Pepsi P15, Exia P16, Not Yacht P17, Stig P18, and unfortunately we did lose out Whiffy and Livid. So we're gonna jump on through to the podium interviews. Let's see if we can get Tomo in here. Leave Tomo.
Managed to get Tomo in here. Obviously the two French guys, I'm not sure they're going to join as you said before. So
we're gonna dive on through. Nevertheless, Tomo reserving tonight for the Toro Rosso team. Kind of an excellent race. I'm actually kind of not lost for words. That was a very action-packed race. I'm kind of stuttering over my words. So just talk us through your race. You did really well to get yourself through to clean air. Had quite a battle with Harrison for pretty much the last, I'd say, 10 to 15 laps. You and him battling through. So just talk us through it. Give us a little bit of a rundown on how you felt your race went.
Yeah, it was an insane race, to be fair, actually. I mean, I started 6th and I was a little bit disheartened by that. I knew the McLarens were going to get away because they were next level. But I didn't expect to get the luck I did with the 2 drivers in front of me spinning out. That was just me leading the softs, and it was from that point I sort of realised, you know what, I could probably get a podium here. And then I got a little bit messed up on the pits, got stuck behind some traffic, but managed to navigate through that. And then I was sort of relying on penalties, to be fair. I didn't know what the Red Bull had. I knew Harrison had 6, so I just sort of stayed behind, saved up ERS in case I wanted to make a move. But yeah, that Red Bull getting 6 seconds was the best thing ever, so I'm over the moon.
I can imagine. Senna, do you have anything to add, Tomo?
Not a lot apart from well done, mate. Good showing for your first debut race in SF1. Welcome to SF1. I know you're only a reserve driver to begin with. The Toro Rosso boys have shown themselves a good start to this season, so it could be interesting to see how you lot get on against the McLaren boys for the rest of this season. So yeah, good showing, mate. Well done.
Thank you. Yeah, it was definitely great.
Now I have to do something quick because I've already forgotten, and that's just something that happens with me quite often. If it wants to load, but I'll give you guys a rundown. Before that, just gonna say congratulations one final time, Tomo. Congratulations to the 2 McLaren duo that, unfortunately, I know it's late there, so they have a bit of a hard time joining the party. That was an excellent GP1 race. We are on to the Chinese Grand Prix. That's what I was looking up because I completely forgot. But the Chinese Grand Prix next week, Friday, sees GP2 battle it out on the Shanghai circuit.